You guys, why are we here? I've decided a while ago now, not really, that I'm just gonna start using very simple language like Lunomaga. The girls are lying because the girls be lying. The girls be lying, okay? The girls had me scouring for my password to my small town DD TikTok account, okay? Because Asamatli does these lives from time to time. That's the lady on the video where we're talking about children from two parent households or children who are said to be conceived within wedlock think they're special. That I'll put her up somewhere. She does these lives and stuff, and I've been logged onto my work account for like forever, and I see her from that account a lot, so I can't comment. I just like and I move on, but sometimes I want to like leave a comment with the lives and stuff. So yesterday I was looking for my password and I was logging in because in the afternoon she had shared. I'll see if I can download the TikTok. Usually her things are downloadable.
Baby mamas. Ibona tata umntanakho uvele etshona nento edibene ne-maintenance. Every month story esithile. Because banomsebenzi wakhe uvele etshona yiba i-casual phaa. Let me tell you something. If lo tata umntanakho ujona ne-professional, specifically unesi okanye imisi, you have no idea what God has in store for you. You have no idea what God has in store for you because yena uzozilobola. Ne? That's for sure. Because njengoba utata umntanakho ngilona lokunzima 1.5 le. Yena usisters une-credit score right noba unemoto right. Khona uzozilobola, ne? Ndifuna ulinde up until ndifuna udlale the long game. Umane umbuza uba uzowenza nini? Ugcine ezo messages, ugcine ii-receipts zakho. Ukubona kwakho ilobola negotiation celebrations, I want you to strike. Thatha zonke ezo documents ubuzigcina, school fees, everything, school uniform, stationery, kutya, uthi maintenance court. Uye e-maintenance court, bamntana wasekhopha. Which means uba umntana wakho uzobe sondliwa directly from isalary ka-Department of something. Department of Health, Department of Education, Department of something. Vunbale. And please don't come in, what about the nurse, what about the miss? My goodness, utheni ujola ne-deadbeat? Utheni ujola nomntu onabantwana ongabondliyo? Andinayo kwa usizi wakho. In fact, ndifuna wena ngondle kamntana. Because umntana wakho nawo. Okwamko, that's what it means. Umntana wakho lowa. And secondly, baby mamas, amadoda always bank on emotion yakho. They bank on shame. I actually spoke about shame and how it's actually dragging you guys back and you guys need to release it. Release the shame. Secondly, release it in retaliation sometimes. If he says, handifuna i-DNA, suba usithi, hayi bro, samuthenga. Hey, into ayizamayo, yeke. Mbuza qha ukubana uye koyiphila ungxelele i-appointment siyeni sonke phasi kwenze swabs. That's it. Because ke ngoku inozobenzeka uzobuya umva athi ndandimcelile i-DNA test akafuna. So emotional over such silly frivolous stuff because umntana uyalamba. Even if akalambi uvuka and that shouldn't be it. Awumenzanga wedwa lamntana. Linda. Especially if ujola ne-profession, miss nonesi uyathanda izinto abasisi and bayathanda nozilobola because xa ba-staff room okanye ekhantini, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the government of it. But umntana wakho makafumane isondlo sakhe from Department of something. 15 nge-20 upholile. 25 uyapeya. Uyayiva ke ngoku? Masibalele bafazi. Masisebenzeleni phi? Kukora, please.
She had shared the things about marrying or waiting for your baby daddy if he's dating a girl that's working a good cushy job, especially a good government job, and waiting for them to do their lobola stuff and submitting your papers, and so your child can be taken care of through the earnings of the now spouse, right? And there was a lot of chatter around that. And immediately when I saw the chatter, I was like, I'm sorry. Are the girls defending their rights to partner a deadbeat? Are we doing that? Why would you want to financially and legally tether yourself to a person like that? Right? It brought back to my mind that the hoes actually do think they're special. The girls really think they're special, that it's not going to happen to them, right? You must really have done something wrong, okay? He was too young when he had that baby with me. He's in love and, he will do different by me, or you believe the stories when he says things to you like, she's crazy, she wouldn't let me see my child and stuff, or worse, you're just comfortable with being partnered with a man who does not want to take care of his children. Because that's what the argument boils down to, right? It's not necessarily saying, oh my God, the girls want to stick it to the girls who want to get married. It's the why do you want to partner a person of that character and then possibly make kids with them? Do you actually think you won't one day be in that position? Like, what's so different about you, darling? The exceptionalism thing is a real thing. It's a real, real disease that you guys have, and you must work through it. And then the lies. The lies is the girls claiming that they're signing prenups. Yo. Lena le maga. O lena le dronka ke lengwalo. Le dronka ke lengwalo le la ba ngwala ba ke ngwalela your uncle. You're too in the haze and days and you are so wrapped up in that thing that you're not thinking straight. A lot of you have gotten married in my life. A lot of you have gotten married in and around me. And you have some things of your own. Okay. Luckily, the ones around me, the people you've actually partnered with, have things of their own to lose as well. But how many of you, no matter the teachings, and in recent years, the conversations have been there online, like people really talking about the fact that, hey, the Lawala stuff is binding. That's why I thought Zari was funny on Young, Famous, and African when she was trying to ridicule Gifido, whether or not her marriage is fake or whatever, but her saying if it's a customary marriage, what is there a divorce for, babe? Babe, has the bleach got into your head? But the point is, a lot of you are so like wrapped up in the dress and the decor and the pompous fare of it all that you guys aren't really signing these papers that you all claim that you're signing. Oh, we have prenup. No, you do not, bitch. You do not. We're making the same exact mistakes that our parents have made, where a lot of them are married in community of property. And that's why they're stuck in these marriages. That's why we can come on here and speak about it. That's why we can come on here and talk about it and say, actually, this institution isn't what you think. The girls are trapped. The girls have been trapped for a while, right? It's cheaper to stay at this point when they think about the loss that you stay and you hope to fucking God that motherfucker dies. You pray even. Right? Can we talk about it real quick? Don't lie to us. Don't come on here and lie to us. Why would you be signing a prenup? A lot of you, when you get into these situations, Lydia, what's mine is his, what's what? Oh my God, I know if it was him and he was in this situation, he would. Are you sure, girl? Are you sure? Because he would. He sure would. There's nothing. There's nothing I hate like that. That kind of like wedding hooting. I can't stand it. In the mornings, I can forgive it because people are running late and it's for work and it's school. But sometimes it happens in the afternoon and it's like, do you not have the person's number? And then you gotta get out of your house now. You gotta leave your house and check if they're hooting by you. I can't stand it. So when the girls went on to have the live, then there was a conversation then that says, because we're still on the same thing, to say if you're going to partner somebody who has children, long-term partnership, marriage of any kind or whatever, then you should have the understanding that essentially you are by default stepping into a step parenting role. And the girls want to have their cake and eat it. The girls want to dance around the issues and make like this is this and this is actually not that. No, baby. No, baby. You can pace yourself, perhaps, and not fall for trouble. Look at, look at, and not full force, from jump, go in and try to play the mother in the situation. But if it's a long term thing, at some point, somewhere, somehow, there are contributions that you're gonna have to make or stay away. Have a rule in how you date that says I don't date um partnered people. I do not. Look, look, I don't date men um I don't date men who have children. That should be a rule of yours. But because you know they have children that they aren't taking care of, this is something you know. I know this, so you know this. You know this at the back of your mind. And then you also know that you can't go without a man. So that can't be one of your rules to say, I won't date a deadbeat. You would rather defend your position to date the deadbeat and also be a deadbeat step parent along with this person and aid him in evading his responsibilities to said child. Like, hold your ground on this and say, no, I can come into a man's life. Oh, the life was quite interesting, right? There was a lady on there, I think her name is Lelo, I think so. And she was for the argument that says, surely if you partner a man that has a child, you have a choice around whether or not to stay parent. Your choice stops at you deciding that you want to partner a person who has a child. Those are your choices. You partner a person who has a child, you stay parenting. Or one of your rules is, I just don't date people who have children. That's it. Once you're going to engage, trust me, from experience, trust me. And it's to, why is this one person's like car so loud in the morning, you guys? Oh my god. But like, once you decide that you're stepping into that role of like, I'm gonna date this person, especially if the person is actively parenting, how are you suggesting you're going to possibly get away from parenting this child to a degree or contributing to this child's life in some kind of guardianship role? How, also, how are you okay trying to make that argument? If the argument for feminism is the protection and, advocating for children, which is what the girls were saying um in that live and stuff, if that's the conversation, then it's all children, not just the ones from your loins. And there seems to be a little bit of a confusion around it. I don't think there's a confusion. I think but to say, I still want pieces of this man, because a piece of a man is better than no man at all. But like men, I want to call myself a feminist, right? But nitpick which parts of this discipline I want to live by. And I can date a man who has a child and then, okay, let's put this in more practical terms. You're gonna be in these situations where you're seeing a man do or not do something for a child, even if he's actively parenting, but you're gonna have a lens because he's in it, you know, where something is happening with the child, where you, as the other party in the situation, you're looking in and you're like, maybe switching schools wouldn't be such a bad idea for the child, it wouldn't cost that much more. Maybe I can convince this person that, the child doesn't go to a good school right now, or the school is okay that they go to, but have you considered this? Have you considered this other school, because it comes with this and it comes with that? And I think ultimately that would benefit the child a lot better. And here's what the cost would be for you. Even a suggestion like that is you contributing in some kind of say parenting role. Or are you just going to what? Or Naswag, it's not my position, it's not my place to suggest anything. All the while getting back shots from the father, because that's all you're there for. That's as far as your feminism goes. Up until your orgasm, like, which you won't even get, bitch. But like, you can do a little action. But it's like, outside of that, you have decided that no, I will not do past this point and I will not do past that point. If the child is around now for the holidays, perhaps, and you all have to be around each other for whatever reason, maybe it's the father's birthday or whatever, what do you mean you're not going to be having any interactions with the child? Because these were Lily's arguments on that live. Or these were Lily's arguments on that live, that no, you're not like it's not gonna happen. I've got grown friends in my life, grown, right? And their mom's late now. And not super grown. One of them is like in varsity now. But their mom is late and their father has been like divorced or separated with the mom before the mom was late, right? This man is partnered. These are grown women, and in this man's life that are his children, grown. There are moments where that woman that he's partnered to understands that she needs to step in. She's never had to parent those kids. They were They were grown people when she came along, when she partnered with their dad. She's never had to parent them. But there's an understanding that she's in these kids' lives and these are his adult kids, but these are his kids nonetheless, right? And if there's ever moments where she feels she can, stretch herself a little bit to make things a lot easier for those adult children now, she does that because the agenda is the advancement and the advocating of children. That's what the agenda is. That cannot stop simply because you're saying, well, I simply want the option to fuck this nigga and not stay parent. That's not one of your options. That's never been one of your options. I don't know what you guys think though, because Lola's argument was that essentially we're becoming cultish, you know, as a discipline. I don't know if it's a cult or it's an issue of this is the discipline, these are the rules. Maybe there's something to interrogate there as well. That when we're not agreeing completely, maybe we get to be a little gang uppy. I don't know what she was saying, but I don't know, man. She's speaking in very abstract ways of like, no, but if I don't know, in like very fantastical terms, like Hallmark movies where everybody is well resourced so they can use money as a buffer for anything that requires humanity. If you know rich people do that, right? Like they'll pay a helper so you will never have to be like, the dad is busy, so you're the one who's at home and you have to watch the step kids. There's money to facilitate you getting away with essentially avoiding the step parenting thing. That's very fantastical, though. That's very fantastical. That's very dreamland, and it's just not rooted in the world that we live in, is it? Like in the world that we live in, the resources are thin, which is why you must consider that if you're gonna partner a person who has children, you're gonna share some of your resources with that child. And if you are coming in with a child as well, he's gonna have to share some of his resources with your child. There's no ifs and buts about it. There's no ways around it. There just isn't. So I a little confused around that and stuff. But I really do wonder or wanna hear what you guys think. Or is it really fuck them kids? Because it's giving fuck them kids a little bit. I have people in my life who've been very clear about the fact that they don't want to partner men who have children because they don't want that responsibility, because they understood that if you do that, it automatically comes with that responsibility. So best just avoid a man who has children if you don't want that responsibility altogether. Then there's some of us who've had to eat humble pie. Some of us who were like, you know what, that's ideal. I'd like that. But that's not what life is giving us. Life is giving us people who come with children. And when you make the decision to partner that person, you make it taking into full consideration the fact that this is what it means. It means I'm also going to become a stepmom to a degree, whether full time, whatever, the degree that it is, especially if you're going to get married to that person. Telling me about your prenups. If you're telling me that if that man is to lose his job for a space of 6 months, that if it was his responsibility to pay for this and pay for that, you're not going to step in as you should. As you should, especially if you're saying you're married to this person because your finances are all tethered now and stuff. You're telling me you're not going to step in and help that man. It's the fact that you guys are actually willing to marry a man who don't got shit, and because that's what you're defending. That's what you guys are defending in the comments. And Matthew's comments, when you guys are talking about how, no, I'll sign a prenup. You're signing a prenup with a man who don't got shit, because for Matthew to say we'll garnish the spouse's pay instead, for her to say that it means that there's no money from the man to garnish to begin with, right? You are the cash cow. Back at you being the submissive provider in these situations. It's like a vicious cycle. just looping and looping and looping. And when we call it out for what it is, what this marriage scam actually is, you guys want to gaslight us about what these experiences are. Libababanna, libababanna, and all their problems, and you act like that's not what you're doing. Lily did make an argument that I feel like invoked a lot of heat. I fell asleep at some point, but she did say she feels like this is somewhat a performance from our part as women for the patriarchy. And I heard exactly what she was saying, and I heard exactly what everybody else was hearing as well. It wasn't the same thing, by the way. I get her. With the Do you guys remember the cookie girl? The stepmother who was like, no, I did a video about it, and some of you was like, Didi, who are these people? But essentially, she was step mothering the children of this woman named Koki, and Koki was not happy with the situation because the children were taken from her through means that are just questionable, and she wanted her kids back and stuff. And Gamma was essentially using this blended family to create a platform and make content and make bank and stuff like that. I think that's what Lelo, I think her name is Lelo, you guys. I think that's what she's referring to, right? That's what Lelo is like hinting at, where you, as a woman, you want to perform this good womanhood. So you soup in and you automatically assume this responsibility that you may not even have um, the strength and or temperament for. That's another thing that we don't want to consider. But then it always goes back to, if you know that's how you're set up, you need to altogether stay away from partnering men who have children, and especially partnering men who have children whom they don't want to be responsible for. It always goes back to that, to say, yes, a lot of women are automatically expected to, if you're going to be dating a man, to swoop in and, perform, as she said, this role of like savior, of like natural womanly motherly instincts, because we're just born with it apparently, and it's the womanly thing to do, and if you don't have it, you're broken, something is wrong with you as a woman. And she's saying, but what if that's not me? What if I don't have this like innate thing to parent, that setting that we've all been lied to? We don't, it's not a thing, by the way, it's built. I think I hate it, especially for the women who experience all kinds of identity issues and depression after giving birth, and everybody having told them that it's automatic. You just fall in love with the baby and your new life, and you're a mom, and it's also one. It's harmful to the women whose brains are still trying to adjust, and they're not having this whimsy magical experience. Same for the women who don't naturally have this thing for children, and none of you naturally have it. Some of you are so practiced at it, some of you didn't let it go when you were parenting your dolls, if you would like, when you're playing with your dolls, you didn't let that thing go. Let me walk this way, there's so many school kids that said we're gonna have problems. You didn't you kept it up, so now you know how to switch it on when children are around. You know how to interact with them and do stuff like that with them. Some of us got busy with other things, and we turned it off, so now we feel awkward around children. We don't know how, we have to learn or relearn how to interact with our, essentially, our younger selves and stuff, and it's not this natural thing that just comes to us, and I understood what she was saying. She's still wrong. I heard everything she was saying, but she's still. That's not an option. The option is don't fuck with a nigga with kids. That's the option. Okay? Mwah. Bye, Ella.